feelings, man.
Damn.
Maybe you're a lesbian. You're trying way too hard at the dick game.
This house is a fucking prison.
On planet bullshit.
In the galaxy of This Sucks Gamble.
Why are there two?
Your mom.
Drink that. Anyway, I wish was that easy growing up. Wow, that was a cloaked rape joke.
It was.
Oh boy, it's starting already.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think.
Again, we reiterate to the point one before we start talking about comedy. Like Pornhub, seriously, if you need someone to do a podcast, we'll do a podcast.
Or a review for something.
Sure.
Oh, dude.
Anybody wants a P.O. box me something to review, feel free.
Don't do that. No.
There's not even an address.
I was talking to you the other day about like the fact of how promising it is that only now in 2018 did they create a robot that sucks your dick. Considering all the machines that have been made since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
For
there hasn't been.
The fact that we put the dishwasher before the machine that sucks your dick is just a testament to how much like women influence how we.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like you always think that we're in it for ourselves, but the dishwasher got made before the fucking dick sucking robot. So like, you know, I'm just saying.
We're in charge here.
Anyway.
It's because the real thing's better. And back before the dishwasher was made, women suck dick all the time. So.
Well, if the real thing's better, then why are there dildos?
Because we get lazy. The further into like.
They get to choose the color. They get, like it gets to be like purple with glittery bits in it. Like,
yeah. And it
The
vibrates
fucked up
and it
thing-
moves around. And
The fucked up thing about
Yeah,
this
like
is
it
we
does-
want
It
to
does
talk
like
about
this.
It
comedy.
does that. I can't do that. I tried a bunch, dude.
I tried a bunch.
It
You
does,
just look
like-
like you're hula hooping.
It
at
does
that
up
point.
and down,
It's
depending.
Vibrates like it's got a weed whacker mower in it. It's nice.
No, he's fucking some of these chicks.
If it's been a week, it doesn't move an inch.
Yeah.
It just like
It's just
stays there.
like Jurassic Crank.
Mission is the only option now because it will not go any other direction than up. like
The fucked up thing is, I wanted to talk about, we had that like
Yeah,
comedy, but
yeah,
we started talking about comedy. We started talking about Louis C.K.
Yeah. Dude, I want to be his defense lawyer. I should have been his defense lawyer, dude. And my whole case would be that she's the pervert. She stayed and looked at it. She's the one who looked at his dick. If I looked at a woman's pussy, what would happen to me?
It's true.
He looked at his dick to the point, like while he was pleasuring himself, and he asked her if she wanted to see it, and she didn't answer. So what the fuck do you want? He said, "I want to start jacking off right now. Do you mind?" She didn't say anything. Stood there. She's a pervert. She's a peeping Tom. He gave her the invitation. She didn't take it, but she still watched.
He
Alright?
could have left the room.
I agree with Neil Brennan on this point that his next special, when he comes back, he should start it masturbating.
Dude, I don't, for sure.
Just like, oh, and the house lights go back down.
The thing that I hate about it the most is like Louis C.K. is not only one of my favorite comedians just for like the type of content and like the subjects he covers, which is just super like it just has like an honesty to it. Like it's that it goes back to the whole thing. That, oh, it's funny because it's true, but he does it on a level like a deeper level of it's funny, but it's true.
He's really the only meta comedian that can do that.
He goes to the places that people don't want to admit, but you admit it at his show. When he says it, you're like, yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's so good at that, but I think it's fucked up that, like, Bill Cosby's, like, roofing chicks and fucking them while they're sleeping.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, in the dawn of that, they're like, well, Louis C.K. did this. It was just, like, totally from Bill Cosby money that happened, he was outed. Because it's just like, that's not even the same thing. Like, and people are saying that's sexual harassment. Harassment is something that happens more than once. So if I just ask a chick, do you want to see my dick? That isn't harassment. That's a question.
That's an offer.
That's a question. And she can say no and no dick will get shown. But I should be able to ask that question. Is it an inappropriate question? Sure. Wait, can you go to jail for that? No. Can you get sued for that? No. It's an inappropriate question. Like, harassment is if I came to you every day at your job and was just, I'm gonna suck your dick. I'm gonna suck your dick. Like, it just was...
That's kind of what Kevin Spacey did.
Yeah. Kevin Spacey will break into your house and suck your dick, man. There's nothing you can do about it. No one's gonna believe you.
That's I believe that's. I don't want to speak
Hollywood goes on lockdown when Spacey sucks dick.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So like, he goes in your house and fish stops swimming.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Comes in, sucks your dick, or
he's not hot enough for that.
Your wife's in your bed next to you.
It's Kevin Spacey.
His guards are sitting around. Then he yells, "What's in the box?" at your wife's vagina.
And then Brad Pitt comes out of the closet, super confusing.
And you're like, "That was Morgan Freeman's line, motherfucker." Stop touching my wife's pussy.
Yeah, derailed. These last couple podcasts, I still have 2 that I haven't edited because I don't even know where they went.
It's just dark.
It is, and it's fun, but it's funny. I don't like. There's so many people that just want all these relevant, like, talking points. Everyone's talking about the government. Everyone's talking about the environment.
I have
yes,
literally no interest in either
they're
of those.
all super important.
But if I talked about them on here, I would fall asleep.
The most insufferable person that I could come across is like a kid who is like 18 or 19 who is super into politics. Who is like, dude, that's a lost cause. It was done hundreds of years ago. The deal's already done. Like, there's no point talking about it. There's no point caring that much about it.
You should not give a shit.
When you look at the thing and all the guys are coming from the same schools and the same families and they all come from that fucking thing, like, how can you expect anything different? Come on, motherfucker, like, grow up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Santa Claus isn't real. There's a reason that we tell our children that lie from the day they're born, right? To reveal that truth to them. It's because the rest is to get them ready for the rest of their life where they have to believe in something that isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what we do all the time. Even like, well, it shouldn't be this way. Well, it is. It is that way.
So now
and until we collectively, as a species, step up and say, no, we don't want it to be that way. This is the way we want it, and actually control our own government, which it says we can in our Constitution.
Yeah, but that's what I feel like that tied your hands.
It did, absolutely.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
it's in the Constitution, so we're never going to use it.
And then they're like, we're going to take your guns away, and they're like, everyone's kicking off now, and they're like, yeah, because we like can't technically do that. But then like, what people are using them for is fucked up. Like people, you know, these people who are like shooting up fucking movie theaters and shit. It's just like, in this current like climate shit, that should be people going to the White House and just being like, you know, stop this shit.
Yeah.
Then we're going to war. That's what it is. It's a rebellious act, but they're attacking like children and shit, dude. It's fucked up.
And all the conspiracy theories and stuff like that.
Any cause that you have, I don't give a fuck what the fuck you believe in, but as soon as your causes comes to like, so to get there, you know,
you have to kill 38 children.
We're gonna have to kill all these children. It's just like, dude, you're gonna get like, I'd love to just kick the shit out of those guys. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, how, like, I think the problem is, like I said to you earlier, tweets and shit, and like the internet, you can just type shit down and just send it effortlessly. You didn't have to use a pen or ink or paper. You use no resources to send it. And so people are just talking outlandish shit. But back in the day, if you had to carve your stupid thoughts into stone, you wouldn't fucking do it. Only the guys who had something to say would have the fucking will to actually carve that shit into stone and be like, this is what I think. Good ideas.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like a process. There needs to be a process to publish something, man. Because even the journalists now are just bullshit, dude. Like, especially with the internet, you know, it's all clickbait. It's all like, oh, do you know what she looks like now? Do you know this? Do you know that? Just like,
it's just not even an article.
Yeah, it's just like.
The worst one I saw.
That's
Okay.
your job.
The worst one that I saw lately. It's been on Facebook. Literally every time I scroll through my newsfeed, and I think it is literally the worst thing I've ever seen. And it's not even like that bad in like its context isn't bad at all. It's clickbait, but it's this thing that has The Rock on the front of it. and it says, "It's all over for Dwayne the Rock Johnson," and it's him. It's a picture of him there, and his eyes are welling up. And you click on it, and you're like, "What the fuck happened?" And it's talking about, "Oh, he's got this. He's he's on the board for performance enhancing drugs and all this stuff." And you continue to read the article, and you get about halfway down through the article, and it's a fucking advertisement for some sort of legal form of steroid that they want to sell you by the end of the article. That means that someone, somewhere, decided they were going to put The Rock's face on this piece of clickbait, and they were going to use someone's perceived notion of someone else's pain to sell something. What in the fresh turkey fuck has the... Yes, please. I'm in sales. One of my jobs is to identify.
You grew on me then. Like I just felt you like pop out my shoulder.
Yeah, I know.
What you got?
Mine.
Another one, please.
One of my jobs is to identify and alleviate pain as a salesperson. If you have something wrong, and I have something that can perhaps right that wrong or get rid of that pain, my job is, as per the companies I work for, is to mention my product to you. If I talk to you and identify the thing, but my job is not to falsely rope you in with something you might care about and then try to sell you something on the back end.
Dude, I'm telling you.
That is so stupid, and like literally, if it was anyone less, it's The Rock. No, nothing's gonna happen to him after this campaign. But if it's like, someone lives down the street and sees their name's like, they might fucking kill themselves. Like, fuck. Like, they might think their world is over because of this. And no one gives a shit about it. No one cares about, like you said, with the whole tweeting thing. Our president, I'm sorry, excuse me. I don't like Democrats or Republicans, but our current president is the worst internet bully on the planet.
In hindsight, do you guys, like, so I was thinking about this today, and I genuinely, like, to a point, like, deep down in myself, like, when you just feel for somebody. I was looking at everything that was going around, and I just genuinely, for some reason, just suddenly started thinking about George W. Bush, and I was just like, dude, I feel for you, because not only was it the biggest fucking, like, events happened while he was in presidency, but he also didn't do that bad. Like, you look at what Nixon got away with, and the shit that he caused, primarily.
Yeah.
Like, not only was George Bush in your presidency during 9/11, but he also didn't send the troops off the next day. He took the valid steps. He let time pass. He did the smart thing of being like, look, let's see where we're at.
He investigated.
Let's not react. Let's not do a knee-jerk reaction. Let's go to the UN. Let's talk to them about, like, just war causes. Let's think about if this is the right thing. Like, he did everything right. Yeah, the guy might not be the smartest guy in the world, but do you know what? He had, like, people behind him and the people who would make decisions with him.
See, this is why I like talking to you about politics, because you, growing up in the UK, you guys have more of
like our shit.
Not a political mind, but a historical and, I should say, maybe a political mind. Like, if we were having, like, you were some dude.
Don't you guys have more of a say over there?
Nah, like, honestly, like, I've never voted in my life, nor has anybody that I actually know, like, has voted. Because that story, like, with the country being so much older, it's like the government's just taken that much more of a hold.
Yeah.
And so everybody figured out a long, long time ago, way before me, way before everyone else, especially in, like, working class, just, like, there's really no point. Like, because my biggest analogy for politics is that everyone thinks that class president, or, whatever, is, like, this hoax thing that they do, and it's just like, it doesn't really mean anything, but, like, some kids get really into it. Well, guess what? That's what real politics is. Because these kids get told, go out there, say whatever you need to get class president. They go out there and say, oh, well, we're going to get a new football pitch built, and we'll get a swimming pool built in the school, and we'll have, like, sweets at every fucking break, and we'll have, we're going to get, like, a candy machine put in, and all this. And then they become class president, because the kids like, that sounded really good, I like that, and then all the teachers are like, okay, well, there's not allowed any more candy in school, so you're gonna have to need to go tell them that there's no more candy allowed. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it's probably like.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the most accurate thing you'll ever learn in your life is doing that process.
Exactly.
Because of the fact that you have no control. Like, you're just the face. You're to blame. You're to, you know, you get the good and the bad. Mm-hmm. You're just the guy.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of like I'm just gonna. I just posted a vlog that said good things about Barack Obama, and I'm gonna say something good about Barack Obama. I feel as though in his presidency, maybe not his policy as far as his political procedure and his affiliations, but his outlook on veterans affairs and his outlook on education. Like, he was one of the first presidents.
Yeah,
I agree with that, but can I add something?
Kind of, yeah, sure. It's an open discussion.
One thing I didn't like about his presidency was the whole Obamacare thing, and that's only because
the problem.
That's
you were
only
directly
because.
affected by it.
Well, yeah, but like the thing I don't agree with is like you're offering a service to people, cool, but like you're offering a service to somebody, and if they don't want it, you're gonna fine them for not buying your product. Like, that's not cool.
I think the thing to take away from that is that he had an excellent idea. And
But he went about it the wrong way.
No, he took it to the guys, and they were like, "Well, okay," because once you get something granted, and that's a thing out there in the world, that's the first step. And the problem is everyone jumped on it too quick. And I guess if you would have given him a chance to personally speak about it, he would have been like, "Look, I had this really good idea. They took it. They were like, okay, well, we'll grant it, but for now, we're gonna have to do it this way because we can't do." But he had great ideas for the future of that process.
Exactly.
But it wasn't meant for all of us to be like, "That sounds really good. Let's fucking do that." But he's like, "No, that's the end product. Like, don't cancel everything now. Like, we're just getting it through them, and once it's through them, then we can work it to get higher." But like, everyone jumped in it right away, and they're like so overwhelmed by it. And I just think it went tits up. But the idea, like, the problem is that you guys are so opposed to national health care, and all of the bigwigs and shit will shut that shit down. And Obamacare is unfortunately the most recent crash in you guys trying to move towards something like that. Because they
I think that everyone should be able
it
to get health care
and made
without
it like
having to
everyone be like, "Oh, we're gonna get everything for free," and they're like, "No, like that's the end goal. Like, we can't do it right now because these guys don't want us to do it. Like, you just need to let us work." And everyone's like, "Alright, shit," and that gets pushed away, and then no one else will have the balls to try it for a long time. You know.
To your point, absolutely. Like,
because most of the people that didn't want it were like young people that didn't have any existing conditions, that were healthy, and they were like, "I don't really need it because I never go to the doctor," or whatever. Those people shouldn't, like my mom and her husband, because they didn't have it for 2 months out of the year or whatever, because they had just moved and they were both getting insurance through their job. They got fined $500.
Put it this way, man. You know, when I was a kid, I used national health care for 2 occasions and didn't pay a penny and went in there because I was sick and had the best people available help me and shit. And I left there without spending a penny. You know, my niece, more recently, my niece had fucking swollen lymph nodes and shit. They thought it was cancer. We got her into the best cancer specialist in the whole of Liverpool. Got her checked out. "Oh no, she's good. Sent her out. No money spent." Over here, you guys are told a fiasco like that. I think you get cancer on top of the
thousands of
financial
dollars
thing to find out. Oh, actually, there's nothing wrong, but you still spent money. You know what I mean? There's a lot of money to find out that your kid's still okay. And I think that's really fucked up.
We still haven't. Our youngest had a
horrific
accident. An accident. Almost lost the tip of his ring finger in a door. That's beside the point.
His
He's
finger
fine.
got shut in the door jam.
He's perfectly fine. However, she and I are awaiting the ambulance bill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In this country,
It's like $2,000.
hopefully y'all know this, but if you don't, exactly, it is thousands of dollars to ride in an ambulance.
Dude, it's a different experience.
And they don't even give you a choice, because we went to the first hospital, and they couldn't deal with it, so they made us take an ambulance ride to the other hospital instead of just letting us drive him.
Yeah.
To ride it's a mobile hospital. Yeah, okay, cool. It doesn't cost me
take
anything.
All he did was take a nap anyway. We could have done that in our car.
It doesn't cost me a motherfucking thing to drive to a hospital.
Right.
So, if it doesn't cost me anything to drive to a hospital, it shouldn't cost me a fucking thing to get a ride to a hospital.
Yeah.
You're not doing it yet. You could save a life in an ambulance. Yeah, I could save a life on my kitchen floor.
But he just sat in there with a Band-Aid on his finger, like we didn't need all that.
Yeah.
So
No, it's not good. It's like, I feel like going to the doctors over here is like
He's
going
fine
to
though,
a
by the way.
mechanic. You know?
Yes.
It's like going to a shifty mechanic, because you go in there and they're just like, even if you're completely healthy, I challenge you to go into a hospital here completely healthy and tell them that you don't feel right and see what type of bill you leave there with.
oh
Because
my god,
they
yeah.
will run you
I
through
went to
everything.
perfect example of this. When I was working at I'll just say it. When I was working at Big Lots, it was a holiday week. It was a holiday weekend. I've been working about 60 hours that week, and on hour 63, I had a sharp pain and a numbing sensation happen on my chest and the side of me here, and it literally started right here, and it was radiating out, and it was this
Like it was getting bigger.
warm, numb sensation. I thought something had burst, and I was bleeding internally. I rushed out of work, got to the hospital, got put on a gurney. I waited 4 fucking hours. Spoiler alert. If you have a major artery burst in your body, you have about 35 minutes.
Yep.
And in those 35 minutes, 2 of those minutes involve pain. The other 33, you don't feel a fucking thing. And then you just pass out from blood loss. So I'm sitting there, nervous as fuck, feeling this pain, feeling this numbness and warmness radiate out till it got about to here. It turned out I pinched a nerve.
Yeah.
And
what if you hadn't?
And the nerve and the shock of pinching a nerve right there was just radiating out into my body and giving me a numbing sensation. I got a $3,300 fucking bill just for a doctor to lay me back like this and go,
Yeah.
yeah, you're cool, go home.
And draw blood once.
And draw blood once. It's like, okay, I completely understand your blasé, like, yeah, whatever, okay, cool. But, like, I could have been going into the situation, and I could have not left that hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my worst experience here was I hurt my knee at work one time, and I didn't know that like that's a thing here. Because obviously you guys pay for healthcare here, so like I hurt my knee, and I just said to the guy,
okay, you drank less than that.
I said to him, I was like, it's like fuck, I think I fucking hurt my knee here. I wasn't saying it for any type of attention. I wanted to go home from work. I just said it because like back home, you can say shit like that and it's not a huge deal, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I said it to him, he's like, you gotta go to the doctor, I gotta drive you to the doctor. And I was like, no, it's fine. And he was like, no, I've got to.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe get in the fucking car, he drives me to the urgent care across here. I get out, I go in there, I sit on the thing, wait for the doctor to come in. He goes, how does it feel? I was like, well, I don't know, I mean, it hurts, it's like sore, I guess. Like, it's not like a pain that can bear, it's just sore. That's all I said. And he was just like, okay, we're gonna have to take you for an MRI. And I was like, dude, you haven't even fucking looked. You didn't even touch it. He didn't even. I still have my trousers on. Like,
it's all about the money.
He hadn't even looked at it. He wanted me to get in an MRI for a sore knee.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling him, oh, it's not that bad. I can walk on it. I can do everything with it. It's just sore. You know, like, general soreness. You know, I like literally said those words to him. Oh, we're gonna have that MRI and we'll see what's going on inside there. It's like, really? Like, do you know how much money that's gonna fucking cost for him? They wanted
to take a sample of my mom's brain tissue because she had a migraine.
Yeah.
They wanted to drill into my mother's head.
Yeah.
And take a sample of her brain tissue because she had a migraine.
You know what it is? It's like,
excuse me.
I found out that over there where I went, they'd only recently got their MRI machine.
Oh, so they were just chomping at the
They were
fucking
just,
bit
you
to
know,
use the
these
fucker.
students who pass medical school, that's good. That's one thing I'll have with national healthcare is, you know what, yeah, you do get a lot of trainees and shit, but that overlooked.
Oh, and also,
You know, I mean,
fun fact
with
about
someone
those
else.
people that are fresh out of college that work at those places. I had a friend tell me that, like, and at vet places too, like if you have someone that just graduated from school or whatever, they're like, of course they're gonna recommend certain things too because like the reps from those companies
Science
take
diet
a
is the
chunk,
big one.
take a chunk of their debt away for every like bag of food they sell or like test they do.
That's why if you ever take your pet into a vet and they have like a urinary tract infection, they'll say you have to go on a specialized diet, and they'll try and sell you science diet, which is such a it's not the best
It's a
pet
scam.
food. It's just that they get credits for it, and it might not be science diet. It might be some other type of food they'll be selling, but it's prescription diet, and that means that only the vet can sell it to you, and it's fucking ridiculous.
And every bag you buy, they get money off their
All you have to do with a UTI or with an animal is introduce more fluid, like more water to them. So,
More water and douse their food in orange juice. Up the pH in their pee.
That's it.
They will figure it out. Hey, we only talked about porn for the first 3.5 minutes of this podcast.
Sick.
Nice.
That was an adventure.
Yeah, we were feeling,
Huzzah.
and it ended. Oh, there it is. This has been just another installment of not exactly. Shut the fuck up, Curly. This has been another installment of not exactly around. She didn't fart, but we're probably gonna put that in the title anyway.